I started to wonder, and I wondered, which led me to wonder. I had to wonder. I started to wonder. I couldn't help but 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 wonder.
Hello, and welcome to City Girls Make Do, your number one Sex and the City podcast. I'm Alex, aka an overactive right ovary.
And I'm Stephanie, your albino wino rhino gyno.
And we are very, well, not pleased to present, we didn't like this episode, but it's season 2, episode 11, and it's titled Evolution.
They really didn't try very hard with that one, I feel. But
I mean, I don't know. I do prefer when there's a pun or like a play on words.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not creative. I don't know. The history of woman, I don't know.
I don't know. She tried to have like a metaphor going and I thought it fucking sucked ass. So Carrie just really sucked ass. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
And not in a good way.
I don't even know. There's not really much to say leading up into it. Like, I feel like we should just get started.
Okay. Should we jump into this?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I want to get it over and done with.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Let's get this fucking over.
Okay, so we start with Miranda, and she is spread eagle with the gynecologist. Basically, she's getting examined. Carrie's voiceover says it's the most humiliating experience for a woman. She's close, I guess.
Like, it sucks, but I don't know if I'd call it the most humiliating. Like, it'd be more humiliating if it was like, I was having an appointment at the gynecologist and like their kid was there watching or something. Like obviously that wouldn't happen, but you know what I mean? Like, they're like a professional, so it's not that humiliating for me, but.
Yeah. I mean, I did tell you my story of when I had like a trainee scan. I didn't tell it on the podcast. I might as well. So I don't probe up your vag. I guess we're coming in hot, everyone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time. Just like that probe.
No, it was cold. And basically, like, the guy doing it was clearly a trainee and was so awkward. And when he swapped over with the more experienced doctor, he said, "Oh, change of driver." And that was pretty humiliating.
Yeah, that's humiliating. So. I've definitely had a time where they had like a trainee person there where like they're going and the trainee is like unable to find it because they're like trying to do like a pap smear and they're like, the gynecologist was like, "Oh, did you know you have an unusually high cervix?" And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? So that's humiliating to have them say that like to the other doctor, just being like, or the trainee doctor, like, by the way, your cervix is unusual. That's totally fine, but like.
Yeah, they kind of just spring stuff on you. And Miranda is a victim of this because, so basically her gynecologist is like, "Oh, do you need another prescription for the pill, for a contraceptive pill?" And it seems like she's only taking it whenever she's in a relationship.
Yeah, that was interesting to me because it seems like, you know, she hooks up with people enough that it seems like the kind of thing that you should maybe just stay on.
Yeah. And I mean, there are benefits to it outside of contraception prevention.
Oh, for sure.
No, wait, that is contraception.
Yeah, and one of the worst things too is like, so if you go off the pill and you start taking it again, it doesn't really work like the second you take your first pill. Like, you have to kind of like wait a little bit before your body is used to it before it actually is effective. So it just seems kind of like you might as well just stay on it.
Yeah, if you're not getting any terrible side effects, then you might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, the news that is sprung onto her, well, like, the gynecologist is still, you know, face level with her clit.
Yeah.
They don't do that. But anyway, she says that everything is fine with Miranda, except her right ovary is lazy.
Okay, what I didn't get about this was that she, like, has this document, like, she has this, like, folder, and she's reading it, and she's like, your results are back, and I'm like, is this from a previous appointment? Because I feel like this is the kind of thing that she probably only does like once a year. Like, did she just get these results, or I'm confused.
I'm guessing
Because like her legs are still spread, so it's like the same appointment. I don't know.
It's weird, and like I don't know how they would test for this. I don't know how they would test for it. Hormonal, like taking a blood test, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I don't.
How would they know it's the right one?
That's a good point.
Would it be a scan? Because they can't see the eggs if you do it. Anyway, I don't know, and I didn't feel the need to research it.
Yeah, no. Science side of Tumblr, send us a message and let us know what you think about this lazy ovary situation.
Like, I don't really. If my ovaries were like a person, I would have stabbed each one.
Yep, that would make them lazy by now.
I don't like them. They hurt.
That's valid.
So Miranda's a little bit shocked at this news, and she's telling the girls over at brunch. And like originally I thought it was dinner and they were drinking whiskey from like hightail glasses.
Yeah, it kind of looks a little bit like fancier than their normal brunch joint, kind of. But yeah, it does very much seem like lunch, I guess. But I love what Miranda says about her ovary, because she's like telling the girls about it. And she's like, my ovary is an underachiever, which is ironic because it went to Harvard.
Like the ovary itself, and it has like one of those little hats. Is studying for finals week really hard.
Yeah, well, like my left ovary has a B Ed, and my right ovary has like my right ovary is the one that has the MSc. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, my left ovary went to a liberal arts college.
And your right one?
My right one went to community college.
Nice.
They're not, the left one's creative. The right one's just, just focusing. The right one did an apprenticeship. Charlotte is like, oh, I have a tilted uterus.
Yeah, okay.
We're finding out so much about everyone's reproductive organs this week.
Yeah, she says the sperm have to like jump over it to get to the egg, which I've never heard of that before. I don't know if that's a thing, but
I mean, it must be, but it sounds like so weird.
I don't know. I've never heard of it, but
and then.
Well, Samantha talks about having a female gynecologist because she's always had a male one, and she's like, oh, well, I was thinking about switching to a woman, because she's like, I think it's weird to have a man be down there for all that time and not give me an orgasm. Okay.
This is something that caught me off guard, because I thought she was going to say, like, oh, I don't like having a male gynecologist because it's, like, for the reasons most people don't like having male gynecologists.
Yeah.
Of, like, it's a little bit awkward, and, like, I don't really like the thought of, like, a guy rooting around my vag all day. But, like, no, she just is, I don't know, too attracted to men. She's just the most heterosexual person to exist.
Yeah, pretty
much.
For
now.
Yeah, for now. And then Carrie brings it back to her, of course.
Of course. Oh, we have to talk about Carrie, because Carrie needs to talk about Carrie.
Carrie, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So she whips out, like, her bag. Why did she get it out again? She's, like, getting stuff out of her bag. I can't remember why.
I don't even know. Just, she has it out. I don't know how this ended up happening.
But, yeah, a thong is on the table.
Yeah, it comes out of her bag, because, like, the whole thing is she doesn't leave anything at Big's place, because he's a cuck-ass coward asshole. And he's, like, weird about her stuff, and so she, like, can't leave anything there, I guess. And, of course, like, Miranda thinks this is really dumb, because it is, and she's right, and she's smart. And because she went to Harvard with her ovary. And,
what her ovary did.
Yeah. Miranda's entire body is like alumni, the plural. And, but Charlotte thinks it's good because you have to have some air of mystery when you've been dating someone for like a fucking year. Like, I don't.
Listen, you don't need to move everything in, but there's some stuff. There's, change of underwear and like, a hairbrush.
Yeah, it's stupid because like it's fucking annoying to lug stuff around with you in your purse all the time.
Especially like I don't know. I don't like having. I have like one of those Kanken backpacks, and drag me for being an art hoe, but I don't care because I get a lot of back pain, and it stops it because I used to have like a more traditional handbag, and my shoulder is legit fucked. There is a thing with, and it more commonly affects women with handbags, of like having one shoulder that is slightly lower than the other.
Yeah, I feel like I always wear my handbag or like any purse on my left arm, so I do feel like I wonder if it has any effect on like my posture or my just back in general and shoulders. I don't know.
It's not great, especially if you do routinely have like heavy bags.
Yeah.
I remember in high school like always having a bad back because I insisted on having like a messenger bag or a handbag or a tote bag and not a backpack.
I always had backpacks in high school, but now I pretty much just bring purses like everywhere.
Because I don't know, I'm not getting into like pockets because I had a rant the other day because fucking jean pockets are tiny.
They're absolute bullshit. They're awful.
You have to have a bag.
Yeah.
But yeah, Big is a dickhead. I know this isn't like new information, but he is.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't understand why he's such a coward about all this, but like Carrie doesn't even like, she's complaining about it kind of, but I don't know. If I were her, I'd be making a bigger deal about this. So
yeah, me too. And so we go to Big's house, and well, actually no, they're talking about like, I guess their former partners and stuff they've left with them and stuff they've had left at theirs. And Samantha doesn't wear underwear on dates anymore because she's left too many at people's apartments.
Which, you know, like that's a good reason not to. And then like, Charlotte's like, she found a woman's underwear in a man's bed once, and Carrie's like, maybe it was Samantha's.
Maybe,
you never know.
Maybe she should have like her initials in it. Oh, that would be a good calling card if you had like your number and then you left them at people's places.
Interesting. If you wanted them to call you, I guess. And then Miranda's thing pissed me off because she said she was weirded out because one time she found a scrunchie at Steve's and she was like, I can't believe he dated someone who wears scrunchies. And I'm like, excuse me, Miranda, but fuck off. I own like 30 scrunchies.
As a curly girl, scrunchies are fucking important because every single other hairband will either break or get lost or tangled in your hair.
Yeah, scrunchies rule. I own so many. The thing is, I never wear my hair up because I hate wearing my hair up. But when I do, a scrunchie all the way every single time. Like, I've got them in every single color imaginable. It's good.
I need to get a scrunchie. Like, right now I'm loyal because I wear my hair up all the time and I want to, you know, not look too bland. But, like, I'm pretty loyal to those, like, you know, those little coily hair ties.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
That look like, the old phone wire. Those are so good. And then when you put them in hot water, they go back, they shrink again.
I didn't know that. I've never owned them before.
They're really good and they last ages because, yeah, they're really durable and you can just shrink them back down.
Yeah, and they don't leave, like, kinks in your hair, right?
No. And if you have, like, curly hair, then they just kind of uncoil.
That rules.
There's rules. This is number one podcast for hair tips.
Love it. I don't know how to do shit with my hair, but yeah, like after this, then we go to Biggs, and this is so tiring to me. Like, this is worse than when she fucking had the toothbrush thing happen.
Oh, this is so much worse.
I hated this so much.
So she's like blow drying her hair with this like tiny little mini hair dryer, and which, okay, she's for this entire episode, and she mentioned at the end, she's straight hair Carrie, so she needs the blow dryer. If she's blow drying her hair straight, she is not doing it with this fucking tiny hair dryer with no attachments, with no hairbrush. It's not happening.
No, especially because her hair is naturally so curly. Like, there's no fucking way.
No. There's absolutely no way she's doing that.
Yeah, no. And then, yeah, so she leaves this blow dryer in the sink cabinet, and then she decides she's going to leave some more things there later, too. Like, she lists a whole bunch of things that she leaves there. Like, she leaves, like, tampons and, like, a razor and stuff like that.
And there's, and we, like, see an inside shot of, like, the before and after of his medicine cabinet, and you can see, like, some makeup and, like, a hairbrush and, you know, stuff you would expect someone to need in the morning.
Yeah. And Big just makes a face like, huh?
Like, it just appeared overnight, apparently.
Yeah. Just, what are things?
She didn't, like, gradually kind of like, okay, well, I leave my hairdryer and then I need a hairbrush. No, she just put everything in there.
It's good. Well, there was clearly space for it, because, like, what the fuck does Big use anyway? Like, I don't know.
He seems like he seems like one of those guys. He's like, oh, I don't use shampoo on my hair. And you're like, what? And he's like, no, I just use soap. My dad told me the other day that he just uses a bar of soap on his hair, and I nearly went ballistic.
What the
Because I was like, what the fuck? Especially because he has fucking, like, afro-textured hair. So, like, you can't do that.
Oh my god. That's the worst thing I've heard all day.
I was in public, so I couldn't even, like, scream at him. I just had to accept it and go home. I hated it.
Oh, that's the worst. Fuck. I feel like I'm constantly like that episode of Queer Eye where the guy tells Jonathan he washes his hair every single day, and Jonathan's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that's me all the time, hearing about people's, like, hair care.
Yeah, when men, oh, I just wash my face with a bar of soap. I'm like, no, you can't do that.
Oh
You need.
Yeah.
Bought him fucking cleanser and everything and didn't fucking use it. Piece of shit. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. Time to get to the worst plot of this episode by a fucking nautical mile.
Yeah. Okay, so Charlotte is hanging out with her gay friend Stefan. I would have called him Steph. Well, it's Stefan, but his name's Stefan. He's played. Did you recognize him?
Not really.
Oh, he was in The Birdcage.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
Oh, he plays Robin Williams' son. And I mean, that whole movie's like gay stereotypes out the arse.
Oh, well, so he's typecast. Cool.
Well, he's the straight one.
Okay. I mean, he is straight, but I mean, he's got all the fun stereotypes that we love to see for gay characters.
He is a funny straight.
He's a funny straight. Wow.
He's a funny straight. Yeah, but the interesting thing about this guy was that he then wrote Capote, the Philip Seymour Hoffman film about Truman Capote. And that film won like a bunch of Oscars or something. So he's like just super rich.
Jeez. Okay. Well, you know, good for him, I guess.
Good for him. But let's get into this. Yeah. So it's Charlotte's gay friend, and he's a pastry chef.
Yeah, he's a pastry chef. He lives in Chelsea. He's like, you can even tell that like Charlotte's dressed to go out with her like a gay pal, because she's like, her hair is just pretty plain and she's wearing her glasses and stuff. Like, I feel like she doesn't look as done up as she would on a normal date.
No, and she even says, like, I wore my glasses. I definitely wasn't prepared to go on a date. And yeah, so they were just walking down the street, and I think they're having like a nice time. They're talking about Cats, the musical, just so you know that he's the funny guy. He likes musicals.
Yeah. And of course he's got that like extremely stereotypical, you know, the voice that tells all the straight people that you're gay, that, you know, is really not bad to hear as a voice, but bad as a stereotype of gay people. And
yeah,
it's great that they did that. So
it's not the best choice to make as an actor, but it's the easiest one.
Yeah.
And he also has a bit of a limp wrist, and, you know, it's I mean, I wasn't like, we'll get to the bit where I really like signed out from this episode, because I started off like, this isn't too bad. And then it got bad.
It got pretty bad. But
it got worse as it went on. But yeah, they're having a nice time, and, you know, he's cute, he's sweet. And as they walk to, he tries to hail Charlotte a cab, and she can hail it herself because she's an independent woman. It's not Charlotte at all, but
no.
And then he kisses her.
Yeah, he plants a big ol' smooch right on her lipperonis.
It's a smoocheroni. It's a smoocherini.
Yeah, he gives a kisseroo from me to you right on her lips, and she's like very confused. Like, she gets in the cab and she just looks back at him like extremely stunned, and he just like waves goodbye.
And okay, I need to give this guy, I'm trying to find some sort of credit, because there's no no matter how socially awkward you are, if you kiss someone and they just stare at you and presumably, like, don't kiss you back, just stare at you and don't say anything, I would take that as a bad sign.
It just seemed very unwarranted. Like, she wasn't giving him any signs that she was into him. I don't know. It seemed very weird to just kiss someone out of nowhere there, who's like, clearly you're just going out as friends.
Yeah, it wasn't cool.
Yeah, I didn't like that. But
And yeah, so then we cut straight to drinks with the gals, and Charlotte is confused because she was under the impression that he was gay.
Oof, okay, so this conversation is a fucking doozy.
Yeah.
This reminded me a lot of like the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia conversation where Dennis is explaining like the different kinds of gay men to Frank. Like, is he a bear? No, he's an otter. Like, just, except for that's like a parody of people, whereas
of, like,
this is
this
just supposed
scene.
to be. Yeah, basically.
Like, straight people trying to understand, like, gay subculture is weird.
Yeah.
So I think the word they're trying to look for is metrosexual.
Yeah, I was wondering if that just hadn't been coined at this point, because, like, I feel like I didn't start hearing metrosexual until, like, American Idol came out and people were talking about, like, Ryan Seacrest. Like, that one interview where Britney Spears is like, he's not gay. The look on her face.
Where she's like, girlfriend?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and I had that moment. I've had that moment before because, like, as we know, I'm in acting circles, and there's been a couple of people who I was like, oh, this guy's, like, I hadn't really thought about it. I was just like, oh, this guy's probably gay. You know, because a lot of gaydar is based off stereotypes, if we're being real.
A lot of it is based off stereotypes, and I also feel, though, like, as someone who's not straight, you kind of tend to just instinctively think about it more.
Yeah.
I think because you're kind of trying to gauge who is or isn't interested in you. And I mean, it does happen more when it's, like, in terms of, like, people, like, same gender relationships, I guess, where you're kind of, like, trying to figure out, like, are they gay? But I don't know. I think it's just more of a thing when you're not straight.
Yeah, because you're on the feel of, like, okay, right, if this guy's gay and I talk about my girlfriend, then if he's gay, then he's not going to make any weird jokes about it, or he's not going to be like, oh, can I watch? So you're kind of, like, feeling out for, you know, who's your friend. And, and then a couple of times they'd be like, oh, my wife or my girlfriend. And I'm like, girl?
Yeah, fair.
Like, there's just the Britney gif of, huh?
Yeah, true.
But, I mean, I don't think I or anyone should make this big of a deal about it.
Yeah, and I feel like you might think it to yourself, but, like, if you're going around talking to other people being like, do you think he's gay? Like, trying to speculate about someone's sexuality, that's, like, kind of, you know, crossing a line with it. Like, I think it's fine to think about yourself, but yeah. But yeah, the way that they're speculating about this and, you know, like, talking and trying to explain it in terms of, like, straight people language, like, the only way that they can possibly make it out.
It's so I mean, the answer is if some guy probably kisses you, then he's probably interested in women.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, at no point did they ever say the word bisexual either. That never comes up once. Yeah. It's either you're gay or you're straight, and that's it. Those are the only choices.
And we figured out the special little instances. So, you can be a gay straight guy, which is a straight guy with all the fun bonuses of a gay best friend.
Yeah. All those fun bonuses, like the kind of guy who's, you know, like, into musical theater and fashion and stuff like that, but he's still straight.
It's just a guy who knows to use a fucking cleanser and a toner on his face instead of a bar of soap.
Yeah.
It's like a guy who flosses.
Basically. And then there's the straight gay man. And so this is basically a guy you can't sleep with, but he also likes sports.
I mean, it's very like, oh, the only way to be gay is to be very flamboyant and camp.
Yeah.
And obviously that is a way to be gay, but that's not everyone. And you can't just base your guesses on, you know, whether someone likes Broadway. When you're living in New York, a lot of people go to see the theater.
Yeah, it's something. They sure make some really weird assumptions. And yeah, Charlotte is like basically just explaining that it wasn't even a date. Like, she didn't even look nice. And
it didn't even look nice.
Right? You still, that's the thing. Men are always going to be there to be sexually interested into you, whether you look nice or not. So
I was walking around the other day and I was thinking, oh, it's winter and I'm like covered up so much that I'm not getting like stares or catcalls. And then I was like, oh, wait, no. And like a guy said hello to me as I was walking past him. And I didn't know that man. So.
And you're just like, excuse me, but eat my entire asshole. Like, why are you talking to me?
I am covered up from my neck to my toes. I am wearing gloves. The only thing on show is my face. And I'm wearing glasses. And I haven't washed my hair in 3 days.
That's the thing is, men find a way.
They will find a way.
Yeah, exactly. And then, yeah.
Miranda is on moans.
Yeah, she's on some hormones. She's going to jumpstart that ovary.
That's not how you can't do. The doctor said there's no eggs in it.
Yeah, I don't understand what her hormones are supposed to do. Or wait, so I think what it's supposed to do maybe is it's supposed to maybe make her other ovary more active maybe. Like, there's only so many eggs. So the thing is, you're born with like a certain number of eggs, and once you run out of eggs, they're just gone. So I guess her plan is to maybe get those eggs to shoot out faster when she's not even planning on having a baby. So it just seems like she's wasting the eggs. Like, it seems like she's just like throwing the eggs down the toilet.
Yeah, you think the reaction to this would just be like, oh, I need to get rawed immediately. But no, that doesn't even make sense. You can't produce any more eggs. If the ovaries quit, it's just to quit.
Yeah.
If it's run out, it's out. That's it.
Yeah, I don't understand what she's trying to do, but we basically just find out she's on hormones, and that's like it. Because then once again, Carrie is like, "What about me?" And she's like, "Isn't anyone gonna notice my purse?" And
she is that fucking bird Twitter.
Oh, she is that every single episode. And this episode, it's like not even 5 minutes since the last time she was bird tweet. Why are we not talking about me?
And she's like, I have a tiny bag, which is very there was like a designer, I think it was Jacques Mousse. Look at me knowing designers who did like these teeny tiny bags that were too small to even fit your phone in, and it's about that size. But this is in the 90s. This is before Jacques Mousse.
Yeah, it's pretty tiny, and like the whole idea is like it's small and panty free because she left a bunch of stuff at Biggs, and then they ask her if she left panties there, and she says no. So I don't understand. Her bag's panty free, but she didn't leave panties there.
No, it doesn't make sense. Also, Carrie is a notorious smoker, and you can't fit a packet of cigarettes in this.
You could not. Yeah. This makes me so mad. Carrie,
you can maybe fit a credit card and like a tampon. That's about it.
Maybe she put like 2 cigarettes in there, but she's a fucking like chain smoker. So.
Yeah. And yeah, she even took a number 2 at Biggs.
Charlotte is like, no, like Darth Vader fucking Revenge of the Sith. No, like
she is so shocked by this.
She
like,
calls it the end of romance.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, look, like Charlotte says she's never pooped at a boyfriend's house before, ever.
And Miranda is like, I spent a week in Bermuda and I ran to the lobby every time.
I can't believe this.
Me neither.
Okay, like, to be fair, I'm also dating someone who, when we get back to the house, he'll be like, time to poop. And I'm just like, okay. So, sorry to tell everyone that, but I feel like he wouldn't be ashamed.
You're a stronger woman than me.
Yeah, but like, so to me, it's kind of just like, what the fuck is the big deal? Like, if I gotta poop, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna maybe try to be a little quiet about it, so it's not just like plop. But like, at the same time, like, I'm not gonna hold it in. Like,
no. And
like, you're just gonna end up like farting at a really inopportune time if you do that.
You're gonna shit yourself, and it's not gonna be cute.
No,
or you're gonna end up getting like a hemorrhoid or something. It's not gonna be nice.
Yeah. Well, like, have you ever farted when someone was going down on you before? Because it's happened to me, and it's like, oh, that's not good. It's really embarrassing.
Were you the farter, or?
Yeah, it's really embarrassing.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Yeah, no, it sucks. I mean, I feel like I'd rather be that than be the person who gets farted at. So, but
I haven't even farted in front of my gynecologist.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't think I farted in front of a gynecologist.
No,
but that's a short period of time. That's like, okay, I'll hang out for
fair
a bit
enough.
and not fart. Yeah.
But I mean, they're a doctor. If anyone, they've seen everything. I feel like
it's natural.
Yeah, but no, I haven't held it in. Anyway.
Yeah, so when Charlotte says she's never done a number 2 at a boyfriend's house, Samantha says she's so uptight she needs to do a number 7.
What's a number 7?
I don't know. I can't even imagine what this possibly could mean, but she's gonna shit a diamond out of her butthole, like, because she's so uptight.
Because of the pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. If anyone could shit diamonds, it would be Charlotte.
It would be. Yeah, she would love that.
And then, yeah, so Samantha gets a drink from the bar. This has never happened, but I've always wanted it to happen to me. Of like,
yeah.
Oh, madame, the gentleman at the bar sent you a drink. And you're like, ooh. But it's not really someone she wants to see. It's her ex who left her for an Icelandic supermodel. Dominic.
Yeah, not even just her ex, but apparently the only man she's ever loved.
And Charlotte is so shaken by this that Samantha could have ever loved anyone.
I know, right? Like her fucking face. Because, yeah, Carrie's like, yeah, no. She really cared about this guy and he broke her heart. And she's just like devastated. This is the real death of romance, not pooping in front of your boyfriend. Nope, Carrie didn't poop in front of Big, but yeah, you don't need to.
Oh, we'll get to pooping in front of your partner. That's a fucking episode.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, no, that's a thing that I have not done. So not gonna do that.
No, that's where I draw the line. I mean, peeing, okay. Pooping, no.
Yeah, I don't even think I've. Trying to think of any time I've ever even peed in front of a partner before, and I don't think I have. But yeah, anyway.
All the
fun facts,
little tidbits about us. You're learning a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Samantha ends up going over to talk to him. So because she says she's evolved past him, and she goes over and chats him up.
Yeah, and Carrie's like, no, everyone is very much against this idea, but Samantha is steadfast, so she goes to do it. I feel like it's a bad idea.
Oh, yeah, you know, like, this can't be going anywhere good. But
throw the drink in his face.
Yeah, just get it over with. Like, don't make this a big thing. Just be like, fuck off. But
speaking of big things.
Speaking of... Yeah, he gets to Carrie's place. Yeah, they start to smooch as soon as he comes in. Oh yeah,
he's got a little present for her. It's in like a Bergdorf bag or something. It's in like maybe Barney's. It's in some fancy bag, and Carrie's all excited, and he says, "Oh, it's just some stuff you left at my place," and it's all of her stuff.
Yeah, like. Buddy, fuck off. Carrie's like clearly very upset about this. Like she's just like disappointed. She goes into the bathroom to like put the stuff away, and then like she does tell him right away, like, you know, I left that stuff there on purpose. And he's like, how come? Which, why the fuck do you think?
He does not have a soul.
He doesn't.
Mm-hmm. I just don't think he can empathize. He's like Ted Bundy.
Yeah. He's exactly Ted Bundy.
He's exactly Ted Bundy. He's like a Republican, and he's like just got big eyebrows, but like reasonably handsome and kind of an asshole. Actually, I would go and watch Ted Bundy as like the devil.
Do you think Ted Bundy's only kind of an asshole? Like, you're on the fence about it?
Well, I was thinking Big. Like, as far as we know, Big hasn't killed anyone.
Yeah, Ted Bundy was a little bit of a dick, if you ask me. Just, like, a little rude.
Rude. I mean, probably the understatement of the year. I was thinking about Big. I kind of forgot about Ted Bundy.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But yeah, he's soulless. He's the worst. And Carrie, you know, he asks why did you leave the stuff there? And she's like, well, like, I gotta carry all this shit around me, and I need stuff in the morning. I need makeup. I need a hairdryer. I need to get ready. I don't wake up looking like this. Like, you can leave stuff here too.
And he's like, what would I leave here? And this is the weirdest thing as well, because she's like, oh, well, what about a razor so you can shave in the morning? And he's like, oh, I shave at the gym.
That's weird.
First of all, who goes to the gym before work and isn't a fucking monster?
Yeah, no, true. I feel like he's probably the kind of guy who's like, no, I don't need to leave anything here because I have Don Draper syndrome where I go to work and I've got a cupboard full of like button-up white shirts and I don't need anything.
He's like, it's full of button-up white shirts and he just instantly starts drinking at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, pretty much.
God, he is Ted Bundy, and then Carrie is the woman who married him during his trial.
Ugh. Yeah, it's like, Carrie, you should know better than this, and yet you don't.
Tune in for more comparisons to notorious serial killers.
Yeah, well, so she doesn't go as far, she doesn't go to a serial killer, but she does compare him to another piece of shit, enemy of the show, that we sure fucking hate. Enemy of the show, Woody Allen.
I know. My mouth fell open at this point. So she says, what would be your dream living arrangement? And he says, separate, but we can see each other whenever we want. And then she sort of like really perkily goes, oh, like Woody and Mia. And Big says, before Sun Yu.
Yeah.
Wow. This is what, maybe a couple of years after their divorce?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And yeah, she's basically just like, you know, men just basically have this Woody Allen syndrome of being like, ever since they, you know, what was the I don't even know what fucking movie, but like ever since like they waved at each other across the park. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never seen any Woody Allen movies.
No, I've only seen what was that one that's in Paris? Midnight in Paris. I've seen that, and that was before I knew.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, I could have watched Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist and kind of got the same vibe.
Yeah. Basically, the idea is like this thing is men want this separate togetherness where, you know, they, God forbid, they have feelings and
they don't actually have to show any humanity, but they still get all the benefits of being in a relationship.
Yeah, basically.
Fuck dudes. Like, I mean, in a way, this does sound pleasant because I don't want to have to live with a man.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. He does, especially Big. Especially when
Big... they stink. They stink.
That's true. They do stink. And Big is like big time fucking Woody Bundy. So, you know, I don't like it.
The worst man alive, Woody Bundy.
Yeah. That's him. That's Big.
Oh my god.
That's what we find out that's his real name in the series finale. So, spoilers.
That's why she couldn't put it in the paper, because he's like, oh, I don't like going by my name because I'm two of the worst human beings to ever live. Oh my god, it's like Harry Potter.
I was just gonna say it's like Harry Potter. I named you after the two worst people to ever live. Albus, Severus, Woody Bundy, Potter Big.
Oh my god.
He's the worst.
This is the worst. Do you know what? Well, Ted Bundy's going to have a new friend in hell pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. True. Mr. Big has a heart attack in the shower and joins him. And
not a threat, just a fact.
Not a threat, just a fact, yeah. I've got my, Reggie tapping the watch gif playing in my head constantly for both Mr. Big and Woody Allen, so.
Yeah, so this is when we get our thoughtful moment, and Carrie is furiously typing in her kimono.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's typing, and she says something great, which is, this is a city where gay men are so out, they're in.
I think my brain just grew like 3 sizes.
I'm so far beyond the galaxy brain. I've expanded to universe brain at this point.
Oh, shit. I mean, what happens? There's nothing bigger than a universe. Maybe you're like, eventually we'll turn into like multiple universe brains and we'll just be telepathically communicating. We're actually just recording without our computer and telepathically communicating through different countries, on different continents.
Yeah, I'm just drawing the waveform into Audacity like with a pen. And that's what's getting released.
So you got a question for the week?
I don't really get her question. She says, this is a city where, you can have everything done for you, get your dog walked, order things online, get your food cooked for you. Are New Yorkers evolving past relationships?
Yeah, she said, like, what point is a doorman? Why do you need a boyfriend when you have a doorman?
Yeah.
Doorman ain't gonna fuck you.
I feel like restaurants have been a thing for a very long time, like at least since the 80s. Like, at least since, at least since Tolkien time, because, the orc did say meat's back on the menu, boys. So there's at least been restaurants since, then.
Since the oldie times of when there were orcs.
Yeah, I don't know. Her question makes no sense. And then we get Samantha's answer to it pretty fast, because Samantha and Carrie are like, they look very cute. They're walking down the road eating ice cream together. And Samantha basically says, relationships have been on the decline ever since women left the cave, and looked around and said, this isn't hard. Which, what? They've been on the decline since humans existed?
I guess maybe she's trying to say women were kept in caves for a while, and the men would come back and be like, oh, babe, I just had a really rough day at work. I had to hunt a mammoth. And they'd be like, oh, wow, that sounds terrible. And then women, cave women won the right to vote. And eventually they kind of got in the workforce. There was cave World War II. And like when the men were away, the women kind of had to keep up the slack. And they were like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that is exactly how I think it happened. So, cave World War II, huh?
Yeah, there was like caveman Hitler. He was a real piece of work.
The cave Vietnam War, and yeah.
The Vietnam War before there was Vietnam.
John McCabe crashing his plane into a cave.
John McCabe.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Now he is in a cave in the earth because he's dead. It's just a cave without an opening.
Like Lazarus. He was sealed away.
Good fucking riddance.
Yeah, this is an episode dedicated to all our favorite dead assholes.
Yeah. I'm just so happy they're all dead.
Fucking burn, bitch.
I guess Woody Allen's not dead yet, but he is in my heart, so.
He looks like he's dead.
That's true.
Where were we?
Yeah, so Carrie can't tell if Samantha's the future of women or their demise. Samantha's like, obviously I'm the future of women.
Yeah. And Samantha's got a date with Dominic coming up, and Carrie is not happy to hear that. But Samantha ensures that basically her plan is she's going to get revenge. So she's going to lead Dominic into thinking they're going to have sex, and then she's going to dump him.
Yeah, I gotta say, Samantha, this is really no Kill Bill.
No, she's just going to blue ball him, which
Yeah.
is very good.
Yeah, she seems to think this is like a really brain genius plan, but really it's like, this is just a waste of your time.
No, this is not diabolical within the slightest. There's no... There's nothing. There's no, like, blackmail. There's no fraud. There's no robbery. There's no mutilation.
There's no extortion.
None.
No murder. Yeah.
There absolutely should be. There should be, like, give me money or else I'm going to tell Page 6 that you're into cock and ball torture.
I mean, she does have the power with Carrie writing a sex column, so...
Exactly. She has a lot of leverage.
Yep, she absolutely does. But then we get to see her revenge fantasy, and yeah, it's just bad to watch. Like, I don't know. They get to the restaurant, and he's like, "Oh, you're more beautiful than ever, and you're so successful." And
I'm so
I
successful.
I mean, she is. She's a very successful woman.
Yeah, she's like the head of a PR firm.
Yeah, but like, so he talks about how like the Icelandic woman Anka got everything, including his boat.
Oh, poor thing.
Poor baby loses boat to Anka. Poor, someone misses boat.
Good for Anka. Good for her.
Good for her. But that's like it. We don't even get to see this isn't like a revenge scene. It's just them going on a date.
Yeah, I didn't even write anything down for this because nothing happens.
I think that was literally it.
Yeah. We move on to Stefan and Charlotte, and now she's dressed like it's an actual date.
Yes, she is.
And yeah, they're at his place making pizza. It looks delicious.
Looks very tasty. Yeah, and then she says, like, this is my fantasy kitchen. And then he says, this is my fantasy, and grabs her by the waist and kisses her. Which, okay, uncalled for, but... But then they break away and he says, is that dress a Cynthia Rowley?
And Charlotte's face drops because... who cares?
Now she's more confused than ever. And oh fuck, this is fucking Legally Blonde scene. Don't you tap your little Prada shoes at me, bitch. Like, he's gay. he's gay. Yeah.
I mean, I guess this was a bigger deal in the 90s because, like, I feel like nowadays straight men are more into fashion.
Yeah, I think so.
But this is... Who cares?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just be happy that you have someone who you can, like, share something you're interested in? This is why I hate heterosexual relationships. Because, so, like, women are programmed to, you know, enjoy, like, dresses and fashion, all this stuff, right? And then men are programmed to like other things. And if you like, you can't switch, you can't join, you can't enjoy the same things.
Yeah, it's very tiring.
So then when you get married and you're meant to be with someone for the rest of your life, neither of you like the same thing. So you're never going to have anything in fucking common.
It's true. It's like I don't know. Like, it's very tiring, and like, sorry to be Lord of the Rings on main again, but like, it's like every time I meet a straight couple, I'm like, okay, which one is the Sam and which one is the Frodo in this relationship?
Exactly.
It's just, I don't know. Who's who? I can't tell. Yeah, but then we go back to Samantha and Dominic. And this is the part where she's supposed to, you know, drop him and leave him hanging dry.
Yeah, we start with meanwhile, Samantha is making Dominic as hard as possible.
Great.
Yeah, she just can't resist. She just can't resist his ways.
Yeah, I don't get it either because he kind of looks like Fred Armisen.
Yeah, I thought I recognized this guy, and I went through his IMDb, and I think he's just been in a million things.
Yeah, I don't know. He's definitely not someone that I actually recognized, but he kind of has the same face as Fred Armisen, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, you're not bad to see, but you're not good to see either. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like how Elizabeth Moss married him, and I'm like, okay, I know you're a Scientologist, but you can still do better.
Yeah, no, especially since Fred Armisen's a huge fucking asshole, apparently. So
I mean, she was like, listen, if you're a Scientologist and you're calling someone an asshole, they probably are.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, things don't quite go according to plan.
No.
The next morning, Samantha's in bed. We see her with like her covers covering up her titties, but it looks like she's naked underneath it. And she calls Carrie. Okay, now this is the part we have to yell about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Carrie picks up the phone, and she is wearing like a white mesh top with a white bra under it, and it's the most hideous thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
It's like, do you remember when it was in vogue for like men to wear those horrible like netted vests? Like,
Yeah.
like they're fucking fishermen that got like caught in a net, and we're like, oh, make it fashion.
Yeah, it's hideous.
It's bad, and it really does look like. Apparently, she went shopping because she was upset about Big, which this is the reason why she's in debt.
Yeah, it very is.
And then later on in the episode, she wears it out in the daytime. And okay, I'm all for an exposed bra. I love me an exposed bra. But you can't just be like full on, like the whole bra is out in the daytime.
It's kind of like a nighttime look.
It's certainly a nighttime look. If you have an exposed bra in the nighttime, cool. If you have maybe a bra strap poking out in the daytime, that's fine too. But like a whole bra?
She very much does go to like a fucking bakery wearing this hideous outfit. With
a whole fucking bra out, and these like I can't stress enough that this is not like a fishnet top. This is like This is like a net. This is like a rope net that you would catch like big fish in. It's so weird. And it's cream. If you're going to have an exposed bra, not cream.
Yeah, bad choices all around.
Bad choices.
And then Samantha explains, well, she doesn't think it's a bad choice at the time, but she's like, okay, well, you know, I slept with Dominic. And Carrie's like, that's not part of your plan, right? And Samantha's got a new plan, though, which is that first he has to remember what he's losing before he loses it.
Yeah, and she said that I thought he was good, but now I'm better than him.
So you're a woman. Like, okay.
How do you know if you're better in bed than someone?
I don't know. You're making out with someone. You're getting like robbed by someone and you're like, I'm winning.
That would be a real power move if you just looked someone in the eye and went, I'm winning.
Just thinking like, are you winning, son? But that's pretty much it for that scene. Carrie gets her voiceover.
Our segue, is Samantha had become a rare hybrid. She has the ego of a man and the body of a woman. Meanwhile, Charlotte was worried that Stefan had the opposite problem. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, because but don't you get it? Gay people are women.
Gay men are just women.
Yeah, that's the thing, is gay men are women, and that's canon. So
that's canon. That's world law.
Yeah. That's just how it is in Sex and the City. If you're a gay man, you're actually a woman. And so
speaking of gay men, though, our favorite gay guy is here.
Yeah, we have Stanford. Love him.
Yay.
Love that boy.
Yeah. Charlotte has apparently called in the experts, which is Carrie and Stanford, to deduce if Stefan is gay, even though they've been on 2 dates and he has kissed her twice.
It's incredible. But yeah, so Charlotte just cannot get past this. And so yeah, Stefan comes out with their like dessert things because he's like a pastry chef or whatever he is.
Oh, he's got cannolis and cream puffs and tarts. Oh my.
Of course he has fucking cream puffs and tarts. Like, this is a fucking parody of itself. This episode is a parody of itself. And yeah, he asks Carrie, did you change your hair?
He's so nice because she says, oh, and he's like, oh, I know we haven't met, but I've seen your column, and in your like portrait you have this beautiful like mane of Botticelli-esque hair, and like that's so nice.
That's such a nice thing to say.
Yeah.
Then he like walks away, and Stanford's like, okay, I find him very attractive, which means he's probably straight. Plus he mentions, okay, well, and he also seems like he's clearly just super into you, Charlotte. Like, he's head over heels for you. So that seems like a pretty good sign that he's probably into women. So
I think if he kisses you, then he's probably into you.
Yeah.
I know. I've been subject of not being able to tell if someone's into me before. But if they just planted one square on my lips, I think I would figure that one out.
Yeah, I think you might just clue in a little bit there, but Charlotte has this amazing thought that, you know, no one's ever had before. She says, what if he's gay and he just doesn't know it yet? Because that's a real thing that happens all the time.
And Stanford's like, honey, we know.
Yeah. And then, okay, I did think this line was kind of annoying because then he describes the time when he was a kid and he got a look at the female body in like a book about anatomy, and he was like, no. Which, like, oh, I get it. Female body, so bad to see and scary because I'm not attracted to it. Like, okay.
Yeah. The disgusted by the female body, the female form. It's like a corny joke. He could just been like, and I didn't feel nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then, Stanford's like, well, have you two slept together yet? And they haven't, but Stefan wants to.
So I feel like he's kissed you and you know he wants to, feel like that probably points toward one thing, but then Stanford says it's so unfair. All the good ones are straight, even the gay ones.
Which I thought was kind of stupid and funny.
It's a line.
It's a line, definitely. And then we move on to Miranda.
Oh, I fucking hated this scene.
Me too. She's on a date. And I hated this guy, so I just wrote his name down as hair plugs.
I didn't even write his name down. I've fucking hated him.
But his main character trait is that he's an arsehole and he has hair plugs.
Yeah, he's like a lawyer, and I guess he's just been trying to go out with her for a while, but she's never wanted to. But then now that her ovary's not working, she's been a little bit less picky about it.
Yeah. I'm not, and I have to say, I'm not against hair plugs, because they can look really good. But this guy's ones look very obvious and bad.
Yeah, they're very bad. It's like, yeah, maybe don't. But Miranda does kind of keep looking at like his forehead, and he's like, "Oh, you're looking at my hair plugs?"
I mean, I guess if you have like very obvious fake boobs, you kind of have to just be like, "Yeah, people are gonna stare."
Yeah.
And she's like talking about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you know, it's really good. I really liked it." And you know, remember last time I was practically bald? And Miranda's like, "Yes."
Yeah. And so he's kind of just like, you know, I never thought I'd be the kind of guy to have hair plugs, but here I am now. And this leads to Miranda kind of being like, well, yeah, I get that. Like, I've been considering things I never thought I'd do either. Like, I'm considering freezing my eggs now and just get rid of that biological clock issue.
And he goes off on one. He says like the weirdest thing. So his argument is that freezing of eggs just means that it's okay or possible for like desperate old women to have kids, and that if you don't have children by the time you have your menopause, then that's just natural selection.
Yeah, because he's like, maybe some people aren't supposed to procreate, and it's nature's way of weeding them out. And he calls it a ridiculous abuse of science. He has the audacity to call this a ridiculous abuse of science when he's got Elon Musk hair plugs on his fucking forehead. And
okay, Elon Musk is a good example because he looked like absolute fucking dog shit with that, like, half-balding hair.
The thing is, Elon Musk is rich enough to afford hair plugs that, like, don't look like this.
No.
He still sucks absolute ass, though, so...
Here's the thing. Either go bald or get plugs. Like, don't half-ass it.
God, and then he gets the ridiculous part where he's like, why don't we just eliminate men altogether? And I'm like, oh, that's the first good thing you've said this entire conversation. But you were being facetious about it, but you were right.
And then, they got all these artificial wombs and shit. And, like, no, they don't have artificial wombs yet.
Yeah. Like, okay, there is a lot of very ethically sketchy science that has to do with biology and reproduction. But it's not stuff like this. It's stuff like, like eugenics and like selective DNA. Like, there's some stuff that's very ethically questionable. But the case of freezing your eggs to have babies later when you've run out of eggs is not one of those things. So
no, a lot of people do that, and people do that for like if they have like ovarian cancer or something, or any other illness, or even if they just want to save some eggs just in case. Yeah, but it's so rude, and people freeze their sperm all the time.
Yeah, that's absolutely a thing too. I don't understand why he doesn't bring that up, but it's no different. So.
No, and, transgender people will freeze sperm or eggs before they get bottom surgery so they can still have biological kids in the future. Like, there are many reasons to do it. Just fucking chill out, dude.
Yeah, he gets really uppity about it, and it's like, buddy, you're on a first date. Like, I mean, why are you getting, like, you have to have fucking strong opinions about something to get this up. To get this pissed off about something on a first date with someone.
Yeah, he's definitely a fucking incel. Let's get this straight.
True.
Because the way he's like, let's get rid of men, and women's biological clocks are there for a reason, because that's fucking no.
It's like, okay, well, maybe let's stop all those, like, 70-year-old men from impregnating women, because, that's a thing that we sure need, too, is, like, men can still fucking spread that seed out as old as they are, so.
Yeah. Viagra fucked with science.
Yeah, and well, Miranda at least doesn't take this bullshit. She's like, I don't need to be lectured about science by a man who's doing crop rotation on his head. She's like a fucking, like, yeah, good for you, Miranda. And
then she goes home and she's got vodka in the freezer. She has like nothing else in there. She doesn't have ice, doesn't have peas.
Just vodka.
Yeah.
Good for her. And yeah, I guess she decides to go off the hormones, not because of this guy, but she's like only 33 and she still has, one ovary producing eggs, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Also, the hormones don't make sense, as we have explained.
Yeah, no, they really make no fucking sense. Okay, so that's the end of one of our plot lines.
Yeah. Next, let's go on to Charlotte and our dear friend, Cher.
I honestly just felt like the writers of the show are actively antagonizing me. Like, I felt like they're just like, wouldn't it be funny if he was playing Cher because gay while they're about to go have sex?
I mean, I think Will and Grace gets a lot of, like, well-deserved flat. Like, now, if you go back and watch Will and Grace, it is, it doesn't age well, but at the time it was very progressive, especially because 2 out of the 4 main characters were gay, and like at least they were gay when Jack was going on about Cher. It was like, it's not like it's a funny gay. I mean, it was kind of, but at the same time, I mean, who doesn't like Cher?
Right, like, the thing about Cher is that Cher slaps, so it's kind of like, I don't really get it. Like, I don't get your problem. But, like, Charlotte points it out, and he says, I love her. She's such a survivor.
Valid. I love this guy.
Like, it's, like, yeah, you're valid. Charlotte's the one who's not valid here. Because Charlotte's just like, what's going on?
I don't know if I would want to have sex to believe, though.
It probably wouldn't be my first pick, no.
No,
But.
no. They're Take Me Home. That's a good Cher song to bang to. But Believe
In
is
Canada, I was just going to say, in Canada, if you're gay, you only have sex to Celine Dion.
Yes. God, I know Kylie's Australian, but I think she is the gay icon of the UK.
That's fair. Makes sense.
I love Kylie Minogue. Yeah, I mean, I would say I do have the taste of, like Jack from Will and Grace, of like a very stereotypical gay man. I will be like, I love Barbra Streisand. Just wait until we get to the end of this season. I can talk about Barbra Streisand for 3 hours.
I can't wait. Yes, I know you've been looking forward to that for a while.
I know. Yeah, but they have sex. And
well, before they have sex, Charlotte has a question. Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, she says, I have to ask you, have you ever been with a man? And he's got a good response, which is no. Have you ever been with a woman?
Yeah. And then she's like, she asks if he's gay. And he just says, listen, I'm a pastry chef in Chelsea. If I wanted to be gay, I would just be gay.
That is how it works. You just choose.
You just choose. But if he was gonna be gay, he doesn't really have any reason to hide it from his friends at the very least.
Yeah, it sounds like he's like not really around a very judgmental crowd or anything.
No, I would imagine a lot of his friends are gay. Like, he was chill with Stanford. They got along well. I can't imagine he has he's an ally.
Yeah.
No cops at Pride, just Stefan and his sword.
Oh, I like that. And he says, you're the one who doesn't want to make love.
Make love.
Which, don't say that. But then, yeah, Charlotte, I wouldn't be so sure about that.
I don't like using make love for the first time you're banging and you've been on 2 dates. Shut up.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
But they do have sex, and Charlotte stops caring if he's gay or not because she has 2 orgasms.
She got 2! And it's like a montage of them boning.
She has 2 the first time she has sex with him.
Right? Orgasms. You get 2.
This seems to be a theme of like, because Miranda had, what'd she have? 2 orgasms with Steve?
She had 2 ovaries. Oh, yeah. I guess we're talking about orgasms. But yeah, it's true. He served her 2 straight up.
You get an orgasm for each ovary you have.
Well, that's nice for Charlotte. Does that mean that when she was dating Mr. Pussy, she had like 7 ovaries?
Oh my God. Maybe she was like Octomom. She had 7 eggs in her. She had like 7 eggs. Oh, wow. No, I don't like thinking about that.
Well, it's probably for the best that he was using his mouth and not his dick then. 'Cause if you had 7 ovaries, that sounds pretty risky.
Oh my God, you'd have a period like every week.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No.
Yeah, and that's not the end of their stuff yet, though. But for now, it's like good. They had their sex and stuff, and that was good. We go back to Samantha first. So I hate this because she's still sleeping with him. And
and they're in bed together, and he starts talking about Anka, and they're gonna give it another try.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm gonna miss you. Charlotte's like, or Samantha's like, what do you mean?
Oh, this fucking douchebag. I hate him.
I hate him so much. Then Samantha starts freaking out because it's all backwards. Like, she's supposed to be the one who leaves him. And she basically just chases him out of her place.
And she's like, yeah. I was supposed to dump you.
Yeah. And he basically, like, runs out in his underwear, so.
Yeah. And then Samantha realizes something more important. that she has feelings.
And it's incredible.
Did she forget she has feelings?
I have feelings every single day of my life, dude. But it's nice to know that she still has a heart and feelings, so good for her.
And that's it for her.
That's it. That's the end of her fucking story this week. Okay.
Yeah, sucks. Back to Charlotte.
The breakfast looks really good. He's making her like cranberry buttermilk scones, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This looks tasty.
She's like, if I stay with you, then I am going to gain 10 pounds. And he says, oh, you'll still be beautiful. Like, she's fucking a size 2, dude. If she gains 10 pounds, she's not going to look any different.
I know, it's true. But, their bliss doesn't last very long. Because Charlotte starts to hear a noise. It's like some kind of squeaking noise. It's a mouse.
This is the part. Okay, so by the share part, I was like, this is a bit ridiculous. By this part, I was fully over it. So there's a squeaking noise, and it's a mouse, and it's like caught in a glue trap, and Stefan is doing the most, like, the campest, most ridiculous overreaction to all this.
Yeah.
He's like limp-wristed, flailing around.
And he's like, ew, 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 just over and over.
But if he has glue traps out there, presumably he knew he had a mouse.
Right? I was wondering that too. I was like, this logically makes no sense. Like, you knew you were going to be trapping a mouse. Why is this a surprise to you?
Yeah, and, you would... Don't they make like traps that are like covered?
Yeah, so you don't have to see it. Like, I understand. Yeah. I wouldn't want to, put out a mouse trap and then have to, clean that up or I don't know. I don't even know what I would do. I don't even think I could set a mouse trap. I'd feel too bad.
Yeah, and like you're in New York, where you can't like take it to a field. I don't know. This is sad. I don't like think about mice dying.
Yeah, me neither. And this mouse is just, like, not even dying. It's, like, trapped in the trap, but not, dead trapped in the trap. And they keep kicking the trap back and forth at each other. And then just Stefan ends up standing on top of a chair.
Yeah. What was it? Was it that Robin Hood, that furry Robin Hood? Where,
furry Robin Hood?
The furry Robin Hood, the Disney one?
Oh, yeah.
Was like the lion, the king, King John, wasn't he terrified of mice, and he was like extremely camp in that?
Probably. I haven't seen it in a long time.
No.
You know what would be bonkers? If Disney's Robin Hood was the only Robin Hood who isn't a furry, because he's just an animal, but all the other Robin Hoods are just like human furries in every other version of it.
We will get back to you guys, and we will each Robin Hood will give them a fursona.
Because I don't think they'd all be a fox.
No, there are different interpretations.
I'm gonna look into this. But yeah, basically they break up because I guess so. Carrie, in her words, says that his feminine side was too evolved for her.
What's so feminine about being scared of mice? Elephants are scared of mice.
True. And then we get to Carrie and Big again. This is the end of the episode.
Oh, thank fucking finally, but this is also terrible.
Yeah, this is just the worst too. They're lying in bed. She's about to get up, and so he just keeps pulling her back because she's like trying to get out of bed. And
yeah, and he puts her in a chokehold.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like cutesy, and she's like, "No, I have to go home because that's where my hairdryer is, and I have to get ready. I have stuff to do." And because I guess she was like, "I'm just not going to bother bringing it all if I can't leave it." So,
yeah, okay, this is like a silent protest, I guess.
Yeah, and it's stupid. And then Big says, "Get your gorgeous ass back in bed," which...
And she's wearing like a sheer nightie, so you kind of can see her ass.
Yeah, kind of.
And she slept in a thong. I would rather die.
Yeah, that's bad. Why would you do that to yourself? But, okay, this is the part that I just cannot comprehend. because she's in the bathroom and she's like making sure she hasn't left anything behind. And then when she's going through the cupboard, she finds like a black and white photograph of the two of them together. And okay, so first of all, when the fuck was this picture even taken? Like, what is this from? But
I don't know. I like recognize it.
Yeah, I don't know what this is from. And second of all, her voiceover is like, I didn't need to worry about leaving anything because I was already there. Which, this isn't about whether or not he wants you in his place or thinks about you or cares about you. It's about practicality, where it's like, I need to leave stuff at your house because I have to get ready in the morning and I need makeup and stuff like that. Like,
he literally, it's not even like that. That is a symptom of him not being able to compromise at all. Because when you're in a relationship, it's important to compromise. Like, that's the whole fucking thing of, you know, you have to make allowances if you're letting someone into your life. And if he can't give up a fucking shelf in his cupboard or a drawer, like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's complete bullshit. And he clearly doesn't even have that much stuff because he doesn't even want to leave anything at Carrie's place. So, like, he clearly doesn't need much stuff. So, it doesn't make any sense.
No, if you can't leave, you know, a spare change of knickers and, like, some foundation, then there's something just up. And the solution, like every fucking episode with Big and Carrie, the solution has not been found. Nothing has been fixed or changed. She's just, I don't know, managed to, I don't want to say gaslight, but she's kind of gaslighting herself.
She kind of does, because he doesn't budge an inch, and she seems to think in her brain that what he did was somehow different from what he said it was.
Yeah, it's not like he's really even doing it. Like, he's not putting up a huge fight and then, you know, giving her a teeny tiny little grain of sand. Like, he's just not even budging an inch.
Yeah.
A
and
centimeter,
she's like, okay.
even.
Yeah, she's like, I'm fine with this. This is fine. And then the episode ends. She's like, you know what? Even if he didn't move an inch, he did one nice thing that was completely unrelated, and so everything is okay.
No, she's exactly where she started at the beginning of the episode.
Like, everything's come full circle.
Yeah. There's no arc. There's no character growth. We're just back to the same point every single episode, and I think that's why we're both pulling our hair out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I absolutely am pulling my hair out, constantly thinking about this.
It's just stressful. It's stressful.
Yeah. I guess we should probably just get to rankings, because I can't even think about this anymore.
What are your rankings?
Fuck, I don't even, okay. I think Miranda's probably at the top because she gives that guy shit, and she didn't do anything bad this episode. Her plot was bad because that guy made it bad. So she's at the top, and then, I don't even fucking know. Like, Carrie was the worst, but I might even put her second.
Yeah.
No, okay, I don't know. It's either Carrie or Samantha second. They both just sucked ass. Like, at least Carrie was trying to get things to change. Samantha just fucked up her entire plan and just shouldn't have done any of it to begin with. So I think I'm going to go Miranda, Carrie, Samantha, and then Charlotte was obviously the last because she just can't fucking handle that maybe gender is fake. And
maybe
gender roles are fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, gender is fake. Gender is a construct. Time isn't real. Like, nothing matters. You're dating a guy who is giving you that good dick, who likes the same things as you, and is handsome, and has a really nice apartment and a good job.
Yeah, and can make you incredibly good baked goods because he's a fucking pastry chef. Like, hell yeah, that's good.
But he's scared of mice.
Yeah. What are your rankings?
Okay, so yeah, I would say I'm a little bit more sympathetic to Samantha than you.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I would go Miranda and then Samantha, because I feel like this is human error. We've all been there. We've all done this. And then I would go Carrie, because Carrie is just being Carrie, and then Charlotte for just being ridiculous.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So that's it. we'll get into questions now.
Yeah, we got 4 questions today.
We did. We got a bit of a bounty, a bit of a cornucopia. And if you would like to send us questions, then you can send them to citygirlsmakedude@tumblr.com/ask. So let's get into them, shall we? Our first question is from Interstellar Princess on Tumblr, aka our dear friend Summer, who asks, if your lives were a TV show, what would they be called in a Sex and the City format? And then, in brackets, blank and the blank.
I actually probably should have thought about this beforehand.
Yeah, I got it, because we got it, I think, like, just after we finished recording last week, and I was like, oh, that's a really good question, I'll think about it, and then forgot.
Yeah. Same hat.
I thought of some funny ones would be, like, Beauty and the Geek, the famous reality TV show.
Oh.
Because I'm pretty, but I'm also geeky. No, I'm not a geek. I fucking hate geeks. I really I hate geek culture. I really do. I think it's awful.
It's really bad. And I say that as someone who's like a pretty big fucking nerd. I fucking hate I want to push nerds into a locker.
Yeah. This made me I've been a fat kid my entire life, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to the fucking gym so I can beat you up.
Yeah, no, nerd culture needs to be arrested and thrown into the garbage. So, I don't even know. Like, I feel like mine would be like, fuck.
Think.
I don't know. I don't know. What do I even do? I guess I could be like chemistry and the Nintendo Switch. I don't know.
That's your entire life.
Yeah. That's me.
Like, I mean, I guess if we're basing it off the show, then I would be ignoring DMs and the city. Because I always complain about how I'm not in a relationship, and then I just ignore every message because they're always weird.
No, that's valid. That's probably what I would do.
Yeah. Zaya, are we thanking Summer?
Yeah, thank you, Summer.
Thank you, Summer. And also check out Summer's art.
Hell yeah. Summer did really amazing art for me again recently, and it's extremely good. I literally put it on my Christmas cards, so.
And they're super cute. It's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. So check out Summer's art.
Yeah. Next question. Listen, someone told me how to say this, and I immediately forgot that too. I don't have the greatest memory.
I literally, every time Sarah sends us a question, I don't read her Tumblr name because I don't know how to say it and I don't want to mess it up.
I think, okay, well, this is from Sarah, and I believe it's pronounced Chisa Tonkas.
I think that's just how you've always been saying it.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just going to blame it on my accent. I'm just going to say that's why I pronounce it like that.
It's okay.
Yeah. I ain't fucking pronouncing shit correctly. Fuck off.
We love you, Sarah.
I know, I do. I love her. She's lovely. And she asks, what's your take on women who try to pal up with gay guys? And then in parentheses, I'm not going to say the slur word for it. Valid.
Yeah.
Continuing on. And also, I guess the opposite. I don't see men palling up a lot with lesbians. But it's got to exist.
Yep. Yeah, this is a thing. Like, this show in particular is really bad for having the, like, gay best friend trope, and it's think tiring.
It really popularized it to the point that, like, people even, I think less now so, but I remember it being a huge thing of, like, oh, you need a gay best friend.
Well, the very first episode of Riverdale has my absolute queen icon best friend Cheryl Blossom say, is being the gay best friend still a thing? And yeah, unfortunately it is still a thing because straight girls everywhere are constantly like, yeah, they all have, not all, but like lots of straight girls have a gay best friend, and it's really, it's so toxic to see. It's like, you know, they're a person, not just like your gay friend, right? But,
yeah, there definitely is like a fetishization of like gay men within straight women. I'm like, I've seen it of like, you know, gay guy friends I've had of like, girls be like, oh my god, like, isn't he cool? Like, oh, we could be like gay best friends. And
Yeah.
You don't really have that much in common. He's just like a gay guy.
Yeah, like so many of the girls who do say things like this are always just like, we can just talk about anything together because we can talk about boys and we can talk about fashion and we can talk about Drag Race or stuff like that. I don't know, but like,
oh my God.
and it's just, yeah.
Like, as someone, listen, Drag Race is kind of a guilty pleasure of mine, but like, I've recently seen it's become more and more mainstream within like straight culture. And then you have,
it's huge, yeah, in straight culture.
You have like straight people fucking me like, yes, queen, and like just directly quoting the show, and it's been
so awkward to see.
It's been happening a lot in my class, and like, I don't know, I'm not gonna go around and ask everyone what their fucking sexuality is, but the whole quoting just of the show is so uncomfortable that and like fucking it's a bunch of fucking skinny goddamn British kids. You're not pulling it off.
Yeah. There's definitely like I don't know, people always seem to make it out like as if, I mean, it definitely, you know, drag culture is definitely like a large part of LGBT culture, but it's definitely something that's become very mainstream with straight people these days. And it's like a lot of straight people, I feel like, seem to just be like, aren't I so cool for being into like Drag Race because I'm like isn't it so cool that I'm like into this gay subculture? And
aren't I woke because I tolerate gay people when they entertain me?
Yeah, it's
I don't know. I feel like telling people, like, you know, you can watch Drag Race or like Queer Eye or whatever, and you don't need to quote it every 5 seconds, or like Vogue.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But if I have to see another fucking straight girl Vogue, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna fucking lose it. If I have to.
And you know what?
And it's what?
You're valid.
What?
You're valid for
Thank you
for losing it. Yeah.
Like, because I mean, the other thing is, I definitely think that. Oh God, there's like, if I have a gay best friend, you can't just have a guy friend who is gay. They have to be extremely camp and like stereotypical, and they're nothing, even if they are camp, they're nothing more than just being camp.
It also stresses me out so much because I'm like, you only have one gay friend?
Yeah, you have one gay friend. Gays fucking flock in packs.
Yeah, I'm so confused. I'm just like, I'm trying to think of how many straight friends I have, and I'm like, there's a couple, I guess, but...
You can't have, like, one lone gay.
Yeah, your token gay friend. Like, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
So,
you have, like, a gay friend, and then they have a bisexual friend, and then they have a trans friend, and then they have a non-binary friend, and then they have a lesbian friend. And you just have the entire pack. You just have everyone.
Yeah. You can't have them all.
Yeah, it's Pokemon, Rainbow Pokemon.
Exactly. Well, that's the first part of the question. The second part is about, you know, men palling up a lot with lesbians, which doesn't happen a lot. Yeah, you know, it doesn't happen a lot, but you know, mayhaps I've seen it.
This is a fucking inflammatory question which we cannot answer.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it does happen. There's, I guess, a couple things. Part of this comes from, you know, the straight men fetishizing lesbians culture.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is trying to be the woke straight man who supports lesbians, but you're still somehow managing to fetishize it. I wonder how that happens. But yeah, that seems to be how it works. So
I think Brooks is the only valid man that's done this. Brooks and Eddie are lesbian icons, let's be real.
Lesbian icon or honorary lesbian Brooks,
Brooks
aka guest of the show.
They're it's like Bruce Springsteen. I think there are men who are honorary lesbians who are lesbian icons the same way that, you know, your Barbara, your Cher, your Judy are gay icons.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there definitely is less of like guys hanging around with lesbians, I think just because straight guys tend to be a bit more overt and more sexually orientated with their fetishes.
Yeah, for sure.
So that answers the question, I think.
I think it does, yeah. It was a good question.
Yeah, it was. Thank you, Sarah. Next one is from a friend of the show, PR the Disaster. Legend of questions. We have another paragraph.
I love it. I'm excited to delve into this.
Yeah. So they ask, have you ever met a gay straight man or the vice versa? As much as the character looks like a caricature and a strong refusal to say bisexual on television, I got at least one friend that acts exactly like that guy, and now I'm wondering how much of Charlotte's plot is bullshit and how much is valid. Anyway, NG for the bi hosts that have to hear gay straight man for a whole episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we have
really need
received
that.
your NG and we accept it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I definitely think that, yeah, people of all sexualities exist with all kinds of personalities. Like, it's absolutely a real and valid thing to be someone who might be into stereotypically gay things or stereotypically straight things, but not, match that sexuality because, again, they're stereotypes. So people, of course, are going to be, someone who's gay but into super, things that are, quote unquote normal for straight people to like sports and shit. I don't know. But yeah, like it's entirely, I wouldn't call that a caricature because I think there's people who exist of all personalities regardless of sexuality.
Yeah, like I don't think the issue is his character, more so like how it was portrayed at times and how he was written, because and like obviously the discourse is terrible, but like I was saying, like obviously in the acting world and like any sort of performing or creative arts, there's going to be a lot of people who kind of blend the lines of what is traditional for gender and sexuality, and you kind of just take it as it comes. And I met loads of people like that. I've been I've been flirted with guys who everyone else seemed to think was gay, but I know because I'm on the dot.
Right? Like the big problem is people like Charlotte who are, trying to pinpoint people based on these stupid stereotypes. Like that's the real issue with stuff like in this episode.
Yeah, you'll have someone be like, oh, that guy's gay because he's a dancer, and they're not gay because they're a dancer. Either they're just gay or they're just straight or they're bi or whatever. There's no real profession or like tech or vocal like to really tell. You can probably make an educated guess, but at the end of the day, it's all social constructs and fucking it's very complicated. We're not sociologists.
Yeah, the only real way you can gauge someone's actual sexuality is based off of their actions and things that they say to you. Like if they sleep with you, then it's quite likely that they're attracted to you, and that might change too because it's fluid. It might be like just because they slept with you and then change their mind a couple years later. It's you can't just make assumptions. So I don't know.
Yeah, the only real way is for them to tell you. So that's it. There's no secret code. But thank you for that question. It was a good one.
Yeah, it is a good question.
Next one is from God, how the fuck do I say this? Stop! Get fucking
It's Dr. Activisionary.
Dr. Activisionary. Who has the one?
We were saying Dractivisionary before, and that's why they put the hyphen in.
Really?
I think it's why they did. Yeah, because we said Dractivisionary, but it's Dr. Activisionary, I think.
I didn't know that I was so influential.
Oh, please.
Oh my God, I'm the fucking Judy Garland of podcasting.
Oh, wow.
I
love it.
Welcome to A Star Is Born, this fucking 7-part fucking, oh God, imagine a 7-part Star Is Born podcast. It's like in the style of You Must Remember This. Okay.
I mean, I'd watch it. listen to it. I'd watch that podcast. Yeah.
Okay, this question is from Dr. Activisionary, who asks, question, what would the girls' Discord names and avatars be, and what servers would they be in? I don't think any of them would have Discord, because they're all, what, fucking 50 by this time?
Miranda might have Discord if... Well, I don't know. Let's pretend Discord existed. Well, even them, they're like in their 30s. Most people I know who use Discord are like in their 20s. But I don't know. I feel like Charlotte would maybe be in like she'd be in like a Discord for DIY projects, maybe. Kind of like when we were talking about her Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'd be like DIY projects, or like maybe fashion, or maybe it'd be an art one. Of like finding, maybe she'd be there trying to find new artists for a gallery.
Yeah, I could see her doing something like that.
So I literally think her one would be her name and her face.
Yeah.
Like, it would just be Charlotte York and then a picture of her face.
It'd be so boring, but at the same time, it's like she has no other interests, really, that I can think of. So.
No.
Carrie would probably be on like a fashion server.
Yeah. Like a very, like a Diet Prada, like bitchy fashion blog.
Yeah, like post your outfit of the day and shit like that. And I don't know what her avatar would be. Her name would be some kind of like play on words.
Carry me home.
Everyone listen to that podcast. Different Carrie, but
I think it would be like a pun. It would be, and she'd probably change it a lot to lots of different puns, so no one would know who she was.
Yeah, no, for sure. Carrie is the bitch who changes her avatar and her screen name both at the same time, and you're like, I do not care enough about you to follow who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
You're no Sam Canning who can change both at the same time and have me be completely fine with it. Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are? Sam Canning?
Sam and Sarah are the only people who are allowed to change both at the same time and not have me lose my shit about it. So
I think she, and her avatar would be a picture of like her outfit of the day or a pair of shoes.
Yeah, probably. Or like a Cosmo or something. Yeah.
Yeah, Samantha would be in a fucking sex roleplay.
Yeah, she totally would be. Yeah, I don't know what her avatar would be, but it'd be something sexy. Like
it's a tasteful nude.
Yeah. Can you have nudes as your avatar on Discord?
Yeah, a tasteful nude, and then her name would probably just be whatever her character was.
Yeah, makes sense. Miranda.
Again, I feel like Miranda. Oh my god, a cat Discord.
She could be in a cat Discord. Do you think that Miranda could, if it was like today, be like a secret gamer? Like she goes home and she plays like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, that kind of does feel like something Miranda would do.
She could be on like a Discord server to like talk to people about WoW and like ask for tips and stuff. I don't know enough about World of Warcraft, but
no, me neither. I was gonna say that she could. I mean, Cynthia Nixon come to HKIP.
Yeah, no fucking kidding. Yeah, Cynthia Nixon joined the HKIP Discord server. It's popping. So.
Yeah, I feel like she could just be in like a sort of regular kind of like community Discord. Mm-hmm. She would interact with people, and she seems like the type who likes to stay inside but also still communicate with pals. So yeah, she would probably just have like a fun, like she would have an internet nickname that she's just used since she was, I don't know, I guess like us, like we've had just a name we've used since we were 12.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you just like get stuck with some shitty screen name that you've been using forever.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've never used one that I just didn't like, I think. I mean, I've changed my screen name, but...
Yeah, I've changed mine several times. I don't really care too much.
Yeah.
I don't need people to find me.
Yeah. Who the fuck do you think you are, my mom? But, yeah, I think that's all of them.
Yeah, I think that's it. And I think that's all our questions, too. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. I guess we should probably mention that next week is our last episode before holiday break.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna take a couple weeks off, eat food.
Just until the new year to enjoy the holiday season and drink a lot,
Have a good time, and but we have a nice Christmas present coming for you next week, so you'll enjoy that, and then we'll be back in the new year. But
yeah. So yeah, that will be the last one of 2018.
It's pretty wild because we've been doing this since what, like June? I don't know when we started doing this.
Yeah, it'd be like nearly 6 months.
Go us! We've been so accomplished this year, so we deserve a break.
But yeah, we will see you in the new year, and we will see you next week.
And check us out on Noisepace. Check out the other podcasts on Noisepace. I'm almost caught up on the Island Shuffle, and you should too, because Lost is really good. I love podcasts that talk about things that have not been relevant in like over a decade. Like Sex
us.
and the City, like Lost, like Secret Life of the American Teenager. All the fun things that you don't think about for a long time, like Homestar Runner, things that are podcasted about on Noisepace. So check out all of the things. They're all on the Noisepace front page, noisepace.xyz.
Yeah, and if you like our show or any of the other shows on Noisepace, then we would be super grateful if you could leave a review on iTunes, or tell a friend, or tweet about us, or just let people know that you're enjoying the show.
Leave a review and tell us which girl you are. We love to know.
Yeah, tell us which girl you are or who you think we are.
It's which Sex and the City girl are you is the MBTI of the future.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Fuck anagrams, fuck star signs. Which Sex and the City girl are you?
And then otherwise you can find me on Twitter at Age of Oddish and on Tumblr at Windfall Island.
Yep, and you can find me on Tumblr at Dork Phoenix.
Sure can. Tumblr's still alive so far.
I guess if you want to find me on Instagram, then I'm Alex Monomore.
Oh, if you want to find me on Instagram, I think I'm Ruffles. Rufhles.
Okay, so that's it from us.
Yep. See you next week, friends, pals.
Au revoir.